Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, and welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. Happy June. Happy summer. My oldest daughter is officially out of school this week. Yay. I can't believe it. This year, I don't know, in my opinion, just flew by. I am just so happy and excited for her. I remember as a kid, summer was the best. And if I'm being really honest too, I disliked her class so much this year. There were so many times where she came home crying her eyes out because of something her friend said, or these mean boys in her class calling her names and all these things. Like, I was just really over it by May. I don't know. I went to a Catholic school, and growing up, I grew up with the same 60 kids for like 10 years. You know what I mean? So I don't remember us being that horrible to each other. I don't know. That was just my experience, obviously growing up as a child. But yeah, I'm excited for her. I'm excited for myself, so I don't have to hear her crying a few times a week. And I just personally want to have a fun, relaxing summer and just create memories with my kids. So I'm really excited. But before we dive into this week's episode, I have some big news. I am hosting a virtual content retreat. It's going to take place Friday, June 28th and Saturday, June 29th. So this is my first time hosting an event like this. I've never done something like this before, but it's really going to be focusing on elevating your content so that you can attract more ideal customers from your social media profiles. You guys know a lot of what I'm teaching you here on my podcast or any of my offers is helping you make money. So this event specifically is going to help you with your content. And I want your content bringing you in clients week after week. All right. So a lot of you are making content, and I think you're making it a lot harder than it has to be. Like anything else in your business, copywriting and creating graphics and reels, these are all skills that you can learn. And I'm going to teach you all of my tips and tricks so it doesn't take you hours to create content for the week. And of course, the content that you are creating currently, I want it to be so compelling, and I want people to actually buy the offers. And I know you probably post a ton of educational content like most new people in the industry do, which is always helpful and very valuable and definitely necessary. But content is so much more than that. It's what sets you apart from everybody else in the industry. It's what really makes people go, yes, she is the coach, or she is the consultant for me. So creating more magnetic content could take you from where you are now, so like maybe 1 or 2 clients a month, or maybe not have any clients, to having like 5 clients to 10 clients a month. My content strategy and how I view content is so different from all those other business coaches. I want you having a framework so that you can really create more clients for yourself, and you have a plan that you can continuously come back to day after day or week after week. And this content retreat is perfect for you if it is taking you forever to create content. Maybe you're not really staying consistent with your posts or your stories. You say you suck at sales like every day. You aren't really following any sort of framework or content strategy. Maybe you're kind of just throwing spaghetti at the wall when it comes to your marketing. Or you're somebody who really just hasn't taken your content seriously, which is fine. But now you know that you're done wasting your time. Like, you really want to figure out how to get more clients from your social media profiles. And I know for a fact you think about your business probably all the time. Like, I know I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what do I got to do today? You truly want to make money. You really want this to be your thing, right? So if content is getting in the way of that, it's really just not something that you've been seeing a lot of traction on, and you have really no big plans to change it or accelerate it, well, hey, join the content retreat. All right. It's once again virtual, so you can log in and log out whenever you want. All the replays will be available, and it's happening Friday, June 28th and Saturday, June 29th. Okay. And once again, these replays and all that sort of stuff will be available shortly after. It is an interactive retreat, though. I want you to know that. Like, we will be doing some work. You're going to be learning and implementing as you go. It's going to be so much fun. I want you just getting so wrapped up into your business that whole weekend. I know every time I go to any sort of retreat, I just leave so inspired, just so motivated. And yeah, I make a ton of money afterwards because my energy is really high. The investment for this is $250 USD. All right. So $250 USD. But right now I'm offering you a coupon code for $50 off. So at checkout, put in ready 50. All right. Once again, that's ready 50. I'm going to put all this in the show notes so you guys have it. But that is available until Friday, June 7th. So if you're listening to it right now, this week, you have until Friday, June 7th to get $50 off. Okay. So $250. So it'll be $200 with the coupon code. And yeah, so go to the show notes now so you can sign up now. All right, so let's get into this week's episode. It's all about what to do when you're in a client drought. Maybe you haven't had a client in a few weeks or a few months, and it's really starting to mentally consume you. Or maybe you're just at that point where you're like, maybe I should quit. Like, do I do ads? Do I post more? Should I just give up? Maybe you're just having all these random thoughts, all right? And which I have been there myself. I totally understand. So you may have a ton of these thoughts going through your brain right now. And this is the honest truth about client droughts or just having a bad season in your business right now. It happens, all right? It happens, and you can make it mean something about you and your business or not, all right? It's all about the story you decide to associate with this time in your life, okay? Business does have ebbs and flows, all right? And the economy is the same way. It's almost predictable if you actually start looking at your business from like decade to decade. I know you're not there yet, but if you think about your business from year to year, it sometimes is a little predictable. Like, okay, every few months, I do see a little dip. And once again, you can give it a meaning, or you can simply just carry on as is and trust that more clients are just going to be coming. You need to stop acting like the last client you got was the last client you'll ever get. All right. And because you just maybe didn't get a client this month, it doesn't mean that you're a bad coach. It doesn't mean that you can't get client results. It doesn't mean anything unless you want to give it a meaning. Okay. Now, of course, if you've had a huge influx of clients last month or maybe a few months ago, you likely just stopped doing some of those marketing things that you typically were doing when you had a lot more time on your hands, right? And because of that, you now possibly are seeing the dip because you simply just haven't been putting in the efforts to get the clients, right? The marketing things and the sales things. And that happens too. All right. So sometimes I look at my business, I just kind of look at it from like a 3 to 6 month perspective and I plan, right? And I've also figured out that the seeds that I planted months ago are blooming now, right? They're manifesting now in my life. So think about that sometimes too. Is like, what were you doing 3 to 6 months ago? Those seeds are likely planting now. All right. So sometimes we do have to give it some time, and everyone's client timeline is different. I know mine's a little bit longer because people are investing a lot of money when they're looking to work one-on-one with me, right? So likely people are watching my content or listening to my podcast for a couple months, if not 3 months, before they actually decide to hire me. And I get that, right? So that's why a lot of the work that I was doing months ago is now paying off, right? So really think about your business from that perspective, instead of it being like, what did I do last week, right? And if you do have a lower ticket offer, like that's, in my opinion, like anything under like $1,000, that isn't something people need to take months to consider. So don't underestimate yourself. It could turn around so fast for you in your business, okay? Decide today to just start posting and marketing again and selling. And also, I do think a lot of people start to assume that their strategy is garbage or it's not working, especially if they're not getting clients instantly. But I want you to know it does take some time, all right? And I'm kind of sorry to say this too, but most people don't get a ton of clients every single week. There is like a top 0.1% of coaches or consultants that are seeing big, big numbers every single day or every single week. And sometimes we as coaches and consultants, like we're watching those sort of people and we're like, why isn't my business like that? But I'm going to be honest, most people aren't bringing in dozens of clients every single week. So no offense, but chill. It's totally fine. If you desire to have a business like that, which I know a lot of us do, right? It can happen and it might happen for you soon, but don't assume anything is really wrong with you or your business just because it hasn't blown up to that level yet. Okay. You might just be having a bad month, a bad week, and that's okay. So I know for me, if you do feel like you have a strategy problem, I ask myself these questions, like, where do I see a gap or where do I see a hole in my foundation? All right. So really take a look at everything, reflect. Where can I improve? Where in my business foundation do I feel like maybe it's a little wonky right now? Where do I feel not really confident? What life challenges have been happening lately, which might have caused the dip? I know for a fact people like move, their kids get sick. Maybe they are just mentally being consumed by something financially or with family. Like there's things that happen in your current life, which sometimes the universe listens and they're like, hey, you need a break. We're not going to be sending you all these clients. And mentally too, like subconsciously, energetically, you might be repelling clients because you just don't feel well, or once again, because you have some other life challenges going on. Okay. So that is sometimes like my spiritual way of saying, like, is there maybe a possibility that you can't or don't need clients in your life right now? Right. So yeah, are you simply just tired? Maybe you need a break. And sometimes the universe does this to us so we can look at our business differently. We can see our gaps, see where we need to improve, see where we really need to level up so that we can get to that next level where we can get those, like, crap ton of clients. Okay. So this is definitely something that has happened to every single business owner. So you're not alone in this. So this is maybe something that we need to neutralize. Okay. I know I'm always like, why is this happening to me? Like when this happens. And then I just go, where is there things I need to fix? Once again, I look back, I reflect what needs to fix. And so sometimes I do fix things. I fix things in my content. I tweak my sales page a bit. I figure out where I maybe aren't so confident in an offer that I'm launching or something. And bam, when I start making these little tweaks and fix the little things here and there, I end up feeling a lot more confident in selling. I have done this before where I just get a full roster of clients a couple months later, but I don't make it mean anything if I'm having a bad month or a really bad week. All right. You could be having a bad few months. Okay. And that's sometimes okay. It happens to every entrepreneur. You will have dips, you will have some droughts. And I don't want you to make it mean that you suck or that something's wrong with you or that something's wrong with you or your business strategy or anything like that. Okay. Sometimes it's just a tweak. Sometimes you got to take a step back and look at the holes. Sometimes it's absolutely nothing and you just got to post and do more of what you've been doing for the last few months. All right. So you might be in that planting seed season again, and that's okay. So don't let your silly brain tell you that you aren't good enough or that no one wants to buy from you or anything like that, because that's 100% not true. You're really flipping good at this. So many people are going to want to work with you. All right. And this is the thing too. I know a lot of people will talk about the economy. So as the economy goes, like, this is normal too. This happens all the time, right? Like we have a history of like having economic dips. People may take longer to make some decisions because maybe they're holding on to their cash a little bit longer, right? People might just really be weighing their options and reading more testimonials and just making sure they're making the right choices. The client timeline just might be a little bit longer. So they might be maybe watching more of your long form videos and that sort of stuff from you before they invest. Okay. And yes, I completely understand too that coaching and any sort of like buying of self-development is a luxury, right? But I need you to really remember that there's still a lot of people in this world, millions, that have a ton of money. People are still buying things right now. There's still people going in and out of Target. All right. There is so much money in this world. So remember, you're always marketing to people that can afford it. You're marketing to people who do have the money. We're not trying to convince them to find the money. Okay. They already have it. And don't let the economy be the determining factor to why you aren't selling today. Like, oh, nobody can afford it, so I might as well just not show up. That is not the mentality. That is not the attitude to have. Okay. Like right now, there are millions of people in this world that could buy your offer. Lots of people have savings and jobs still to this day. I always kind of look and I know that we're like projecting our own money story onto everybody else, right? So of course, if you don't have a lot of money right now, like you're also assuming other people don't have a lot of money, right? But you can't do that, especially during this time, okay? Lots of people have savings. Lots of people have jobs, okay? Don't let your client or your own money story be what you project, okay? It's just a season in your business, okay? And also a season in your life that you might be having, once again, a bad month, a bad year. It can turn around so fast for you. And people too, I know you guys surround yourself with a lot of entrepreneurs likely, or maybe you don't, okay? But think about who you are currently surrounded by. If you are hearing people complaining and like, I don't have any clients, I'm not making any money or blah, 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 like, you have to start getting with people who are going to be able to cheer you on and really make you feel limitless. If your biz bestie is like maybe a bit of a drag, don't let her story or his story, whoever it is, determine your mindset around how you show up. Get with people who, no matter what the circumstances are going to have a positive mindset and will help you through whatever it is that you need help with right now. Okay. And I'm not saying you can't complain. By the way, you need those people too that you can kind of share, that's how I'm feeling today. Like, but Make sure that you are coming from a place of like, I need somebody to lift me up today. I need somebody to give me a mindset shift. I need just some feedback or guidance on how to get back up again. Having a bad month isn't the end of your business. It's not the end of the world. All right. When you do start feeling low, call somebody, call an entrepreneur friend, get the help that you need. Okay. I get coached by my coach. I look for a solution for a mindset shift. Okay. I don't linger on those feelings for too long. All right. So you're doing great. You are doing great. Look at your gaps right now. See where there's some holes. If there's just something else that you need to do, maybe you do need to make a small little pivot. Maybe you need to tweak some things. It's totally fine to do that right now. But don't let this mean anything about you because you're still a great coach. You can still get your clients results. And I don't want you to underestimate how fast your business can turn around. Okay. Sell. Come on. Talk about your offers. Share your prices. Share those testimonials. You might have to put a little bit more effort in right now to get the clients, which is just the reality of being a really good business owner. All right. So hopefully this helped you a bit and hopefully maybe made that mindset shift for you today that what you're going through is completely normal and you're going to get through this. You could easily see a client today. Come on, sell, talk about your offers, do what you got to do to connect with your audience, have some actual conversations, and ask for the sale. All right, everyone. I hope this helped. And to learn more about the virtual content retreat that is happening at the end of June, please check out the link in my show notes. And if you have any questions on that, please send me a DM on Instagram at AllisonHenderson_coach. All right. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at AllisonHenderson_coach. That's ALLISON Henderson_coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.